Operational dashboards and work queues are two of my favorite applications in IBM Maximo application suite. Today let's take a look at both of these applications, try to understand its capabilities and some of the configuration that you can perform to customize this application. So let's start looking at the operational dashboard first. This application is available in the sidebar menu. If you click on the hamburger button, on the left side under the start sender, you can see the operational dashboard application available. Note that the operational dashboard is not a replacement for your start sender at this time. Both are available, but I personally believe eventually the start sender will go and operational dashboard will be available in place of start senders. The operational dashboard is highly configurable. It has all the capability that currently the start sender provides. Plus, it adds some additional capabilities for easy dashboarding and some of the cool configuration that you can do on these lightweight applications. It is far better performing than start sender. The way it's architectured behind the scene is very lightweight and API based calls happening rather than we are using the technical MBO based loads and stuff. So this is very lightweight, highly performing, highly configurable, easy to understand layout. You can see the layout is pretty simple. These are all card items. You can align this card item. We can change the size of the card item. You can actually configure pretty much what you see here. It's a plain landscape for you to design. So by default it comes with one operational dashboard, maintenance manager. I have created my own dashboard here, and so you can create as much as dashboards you need in the operational dashboard view. And these dashboards, you can configure this dashboard as your landing zone. That means suppose you are part of a maintenance group, and if you want anybody in that group needs to have a common dashboard or landing zone, you can put in the security group. I'll show you that in a bit. You create a dashboard, you just add the dashboard into the security group default landing zone. So when the user logins, as soon as he logs in and authorization happens, when he comes into manage, he will directly go into this dashboard, whichever he has assigned. So that way he never see the start sender anymore. He can directly go into the operational dashboard. So as I mentioned, we have tabs. You can create your own dashboards. You can modify the current dashboard and you can save as a new dashboard. So that will become your own dashboard. There are two types of dashboards available currently, public and private. So if you click these three dots, you have a create dashboard and manage dashboard option. You can look at here, these manage dashboard. I have two dashboard. This is my custom dashboard I created. Both are them at private. You can change it to become public if you want. So these are the options, right? I have to put the name and the description. Whether you want to become is a default in the dashboard, you can make as default, or also you can provide the option to public. Because if I created a really nice dashboard and if you want to share into all the group people in your organization, you can make it as public. So all your dashboards comes as tabs here. It's like same like multiple start sender if you remember, right? Then whichever the active dashboard will be shown here, this below section. So you can see that it's actually changing, right? Since I'm using the same KPIs and everything, that's why this is nothing changing. Otherwise it will have a different look and feel. I just duplicated this start sender and just save as to my own name. That's all I did here. So now you can see these are multiple cards. These are configurable, and each of these three dot has some meaning to it. Either you can refresh, you can view this in KPI manager, right? Similarly, if you have the PM performance, these are all KPI that you have defined in KPI application, but you just brought those views into a single pane of glass here, right? That's what you have just done. Similarly, you can define your own cards. I'll show you in a bit how you add a new card or edit the existing card. By default, it comes with your favorite application and your quick actions. Similarly, in the start sender, you have a workflow assignment due soon. It will be pulled here. sorry. And then you have the new one which called work queues. In a bit we'll talk about work queues, but you can see that it pulls all your work queues into this view. So let's look at how you customize or add your operational dashboard. There is a edit button here. If you click here, you will get all the different types of gallery, the card gallery, right? So you can actually pull these into here. So if you look at example, I have created a external content here, which is I pulled into a Wikipedia page into this into my dashboard. If you click this dashboard, like let's just click here. In the right side you can see immediately that card gallery gone, and you can see you get two panels, basic and advanced. So in basic it's the same layout for all your cards. We have to provide a card title, your subtitle, and a description. That the description will come as a tooltip here, and also the card width and widget type, right? So how you want to display, is it like a smaller card what you shown here, or you want a landscape, right? So I have put here this one as a it's a medium regular. I'm gonna make it extra large, so see it's wider. So it's a very responsive design, because if you remember, if your graphite application is built for mobile, right, or any landscape, so based on that it will readjust. So all you have to do here in the advanced, you have to provide the URL for your external application. That's how this wiki page is shown here, right? Similarly, if you click here your new work queue application, work queue card, same, you picked which work you want to bring it here, and automatically it brings the information. Same for like any KPI. If you click the PM performance, you can see all the configuration will be done in basic and advanced tabs. So here I'm just gonna save, because I made a small change to extend my Wikipedia external content here. So I have a title here, I have this page here. Here if you look at here, I can actually expand this, and I can actually view the full page here, right? So that's all about the dashboard. It's very pretty simple. Anybody can configure, add any tiles or cards here, and also that we can create multiple dashboards and make them either private or public. If it is private, it is just for the user who is actually created it, who logged in, right? If you made them public, it's available for others to pull into their security group and make them as their landing zone. One last thing is, you can see here, this is the last updated. These are all results set, right? So these results set are cached. So currently it's showing, when it's last updated is 127 today, right? So if you need to pull this again, you can refresh the page. It will pull the latest data. Most of the data that you see here is dynamic, right? So I think you can refresh based on your requirement. So active data, whichever the active dashboard, that's the only one is going to refresh. So all data set, if you want to refresh, you need to go to each of the dashboard, and you have to refresh. So we will talk about the work queues, but just one note here, the work queues are just like your result set. If you remember, in your old start center, there is a result set. You create a query and you pull the data from various applications and just show, right? It's similar concept here, but it is more powerful. I'll show you a demo of work queue and how it is set up. Then you will get a clear understanding how this function and what the value this work queue actually brings. Now let's take a look at how you make one of these dashboard as your landing zone. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to make this as the landing zone for your Max admin. So currently I'm logged in as Max admin. So here what I have to do, see these two dashboards, if you remember, I told these are two separate dashboards shown as tabs. So you go here, create, just want to make one change, manage dashboards. I'm going to make my dashboard as public. So you click here. I'm not going to make it default. I'm going to make it just public. You click save. So now this particular dashboard is public. It's available for anybody to to take it and assign to any security groups, right? So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to the security groups, security. I'm going to pull the MaxAdmin security group here. Select the MaxAdmin. If you look at here, there is a default application option under the MaxAdmin group itself. You click here, look for operational dashboard. It comes at here, OPDA operational dashboard. You can see in the description. You select that. So now this configuration tells, okay, this is where you want to end up, right? Not your start center. Now you go here and there is an option, right? There is a tab called operational dashboard. You select your dashboard views and pick the one. So currently there is only one available to me. Why? Because this is the only one I made it as public. So once you confirm this configuration, when you sign out and log in back as MaxAdmin, you will never get into the start center. It will go to the operational dashboard with this project dashboard as your primary dashboard. That dashboard will be open. Other dashboard will be available to you because you have access to it, but the focus will be set to this specific dashboard. So this is the way you actually configure dashboards for your security groups. If you have a maintenance group and if you want to pull all this maintenance data and configure a database, you come into the maintenance group and just do the same configuration, and whenever who are part of the maintenance group, any individual, any person logins into Maximo using that ID, he will end up into the same landing zone as defined by the administrator. So it's a pretty simple configuration. So let's take a look at the work queues, how the work queues are configured, and how we can pull some of the work queues into the dashboard. Work queues are created and managed in an application called Work Queue Manager. That application is available under the administration. So if you go to the hamburger burger on the left side in the administration, you can see the Work Queue Manager application. If you click that specific application open, this is a pretty much simple application. Once you open, you will see all the available work queues. So it's like a list tab here. There is nothing, unless you click and edit, you won't see anything here. The only thing it shows the queue name, the description, the object structure it's built on, what query that you used, the application. Work queue can be multiple different applications. You can use this specific concept. As I mentioned when I talked about the operational dashboard, it's nothing but a result set. If you remember the old start center, old 7.6 Maximo, we have the result set. We create a query and pull certain results based on work order priority or work order status or some complex query I can write. When the query runs, it pulls the record as a set and you can display in your start center. Same concept here, but the power of this application is this you can use to perform bulk action. Suppose you have a result set or work queue built on a query and you want to update the action status of that, right? You can bulk update. So there are various statuses or actions that you define on a work queue, and you can bulk perform that action, or you can select an individual record and perform. That is the power of this application compared to the result set. Again, you can see this in a different state. It's not status, active or deactivated. That's the only thing. This is the priority of the work queue, right? It's not the priority of any record set here. This is the priority of this work queue. Then we have the count, means each work queue has 4 records. That means in this case I'm using created this work queue as a I think I'm pulling all the work order that has a priority 2, right? Priority 2. I'm pulling the same work queue here, and it found 4 records. That it means if there are more records, it will automatically update. Again, these are dynamic. This is not static. As you create new work order with priority 2, you will see this specific count increasing. And if your query has certain other filters, like depending on status, if the work order get closed, if you are eliminating that, it will be removed from here, from your work queue. So it's how you define your work queue is critical. So if you highlight, you point your mouse on these list tab items, you will see an edit button. I'm going to edit the my work work request work queue 2. Okay, let's edit that and see. So when you edit, this is what you see your screen, right? Work queues, your breadcrumbs here, edit work queue. This is my work queue name. You can change, you can update an existing work queue. There is no status such thing like that. So you can anytime come and update it. You have to give a name and description. You have to give the priority. This is a priority. Earlier, if you remember, right, you can see there are 4 priorities: urgent, to high, and you can define that. Again, another one is you have to add a person group. Add a person group that will access the query. If no person group is added, query will be public. So in this specific work queue, I haven't selected a person group. That means it's available as public. It's not specifically assigned or available to a person group, not security group. Here it is person group. So you can add person group, whatever the person group you have defined will be coming here, and you can assign, you can add them, right? I'm not adding at this time. Then here I'm done with this. I click the next button. Here you get you the additional feature. This is where you define your object structure. You can define your own object structure, you custom, or when you define a new one, you can pick and choose any object structure here. And this is the query that I defined in my work order tracking application, my default query. And this is my launch application. So when I click here, it will go to this specific record will open in the work order tracking application. Coming down again, we can toggle the switch for active deactivate, right? If you want to review your work queue with somebody, you can deactivate, keep it deactivated, and you can put certain business rules to activate them if you want to do. Here what I have done, what are the things I want to show in my work queue? I want work order. In this case, I have selected work order number, description, priority, and status. Pretty simple, right? Then next is the fun part. This is the page allows you to add actions. So here it gives a group of actions based on your object structure that you picked, right? If you define any custom action, it will automatically come here. That's my understanding. I haven't tested it out, but that's my understanding. All these actions will come available for you. So these are the different actions currently: work order in progress, work order comp action. I can imagine in future you can even create your own custom action and make it available here, right? And that action can be as complex as possible, and you can even trigger automation script, trigger workflow. You can do a lot of things with this work queue concept as we progress. This application is being enhanced in the subsequent versions of MAS, and you will see a lot of improvements. But I'm pretty happy with this application. It's highly performing. I have tested it out with various record sets and stuff. It's perfect, working perfectly good. So here I selected these actions. So I'm gonna update because I edited it, right? So I'm gonna update it. So click here, update. Okay. So that's pretty simple. I created or updated a work queue here. That's pretty much you can do in this application. There is no other menu, submenu, nothing, right? You cannot do anything here. Again, as I mentioned, it may, as you go forward, there may be additional actions and something IBM will add. From here itself, you can take some actions. But where it's actually used, let me show you that. So if you go to your operational dashboard, this is where it comes. So if you remember, I already set up a work queue card in my dashboard, right? And you can see here that specific test 2 is pulled here, and see here it has count 4 and priority 3. The priority 3 is the priority of this queue. Why? Now you might have understand why this priority is here. See, I can create multiple work queues, right? But some of them are not relevant. I don't want to look at them quickly, right? Everything will show up here based on my configuration of work queue card, right? But looking at here, oh, this is a 3 priority. If I have a 4 priority and I see a count of 10, right? Immediately I have to go attend to that specific work queue. As I mentioned, these work queues are dynamic. As the records are all changed or based on filtered out, this count will go to 0. That means when you come here, if there is 0, there is no action for you. And if it is a priority 1, 0 action, that is good, right? But if you have a priority work queue and you have a 10 records to attend to it, tend to it, immediately you have to take an action. How you do that? All you have to do, click this link. So it will take you to this view. Again, you see this is, there is no breadcrumb here. It's still, you are in the operational dashboard. It's not showing where any other application here. I think it's a pane within the dashboard card, right? And you can see all the work order, that 4 work order that I, based on my query that I defined in work queue, right? Everything is appearing here. And it shows the work order, description, priority and status. Remember, if you remember, these columns I selected in work queue, right? It's not statically defined here. I can define what I want in work queue application, and when it comes back here, the columns will be defined. So you have to strategically or wisely pick your column, because you don't know how to pack this table. This is a small table with a lot of columns. So based on the relevance of data, you have to define your columns. So now let's look at the beauty. So I'm gonna pick one of the record. See, immediately a blue bar comes on the top. You can see, you can select all of them, right? And you can see here there are 3 actions. If I click work order in progress, this action will be applied to all this work order I have selected. So that's what I mentioned, it's a bulk action, right? Or I can skip this work order. You mean that this is not required, this calibration, I don't want to go to in progress or anything, right? Only these things. So I can immediately go do that, right? So these actions, from where it comes, is the same coming from the operational dashboard. Sorry, for the work queue manager application, right? I'll go back and I'll show you again this action, but based on your selection, these actions will appear. So whatever you see here is all dynamic. Everything is fed from your work queue manager, right? So if I click here, immediately this action will be performed on all these applications, right? And depending upon the application, you can, number of records, you can actually select here, right? Which the same concept, same design theme here. It's a same table. You can select how many record you want. Right now I have only 4. And you can define what columns you want. You have all the sorting and everything available here, and you can filter, right? The moment I uncheck and click anything, that blue bar goes. To bring it back, all you have to do is select your records, it will go. But if you do anything else, it will immediately go. And you can download the data, export the data, do all the filtering, all the common table things you can do here. Let me quickly go back to show you the action in case if you don't remember or paid attention. So if you go to your operational dashboard, no, not operational dashboard, your administration, your work queue manager, I'm gonna select the one of the this guy, and I'm gonna edit it. Same here, I have selected all there is no person group here. I'm gonna click next. This is where these columns, if you remember, I showed you the column. This is the what, and this is the action that came in the top blue bar, that was available to you. So if you want more action, you can actually click all these actions. You click update. You can go back to your operational dashboard. You need to be very cognizant here. Sometimes when you click, there are a lot of action that gonna happen behind. So usually when a record is saved, a green box comes here. So you have to make sure that comes shows you that confirmation. Otherwise it may be still updating or performing some transaction behind the scene. So there will be synchronization required here. So you go back to your operational dashboard. Go back to your operational dashboard and click here on the select one of the record. Now you can see I added all the actions. If you remember, I clicked everything, so all the actions are available here. That's pretty much about work queues. It's really good application, very powerful, and it's being enhanced further, and there are a lot of features and capabilities will be added to these operational dashboards and work queues. So that's all for today on this topic. I hope this was very helpful to understand the operational dashboard and work queue. Thank you very much for watching. Please provide your comments and feedback. See you later. Thank you.